right, guys, today we're gonna make brownies, but we're gonna make them with beans. I've gotta try it. I keep seeing this trend and I must see if the hype is real. Fibermaxx, high protein brownies that are kind of sort of keto. Made of beans. Let's see if it works. We'll try it here. And I've had plenty of these. I'm not gonna cook these. It's a temptation I don't need, but my kids can have them later. I am gonna try the black bean ones, and we're gonna see how it comes out. We gotta start off with a can of black beans, drained and rinsed. So I will go over to my sink, drain and rinse these, and be back with some nice clean black beans. All right, so we got my black beans. I started drying them on a paper plate, but then I realized, you know what? I could show you guys what they look like once they're dry. They're not fully dry, so this will let me spread them out a little and dry them a bit more. The most non-keto part about this is the black beans themselves. But, you know, fiber is very important. Protein is very important. From what I understand, I'm not a doctor, you know? Disclaimer. And if you eat the right amount, they can definitely fit into the keto lifestyle. So anyways, I keep seeing videos of people making things like this on like short form, and I wanted to see if it really worked. And they're pretty good. They look like nice dry black beans. I'll let them dry a little longer while I prep the other ingredients. I'm just gonna slide them over. We are going to blend these because we don't really want any, like, I don't know what's the right word, record history. We don't want them to taste like black beans. That's not the goal. We want them to taste like chocolatey, delicious brownies. So we're gonna take 3 eggs, and I will tell you what, there was an egg extravaganza of a mess in here this morning. You like the dad pun? I came to my fridge, and listen, I'm not gonna point the finger at one of my kids, but I'm pretty sure my wife would have cleaned this up if it happened. I came out, I opened the fridge, I looked down, there's an egg on the floor, broken, dried basically. So it definitely happened like last night or sometime yesterday. And in the fridge, I was like, so I spent all this time cleaning up that, what in the world? Why is this egg chunky? That's disturbing. What in the world? I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a weird textured egg. I'm nervous that that's got a chicken inside of it. That's weird. I'm not gonna use that one. But anyways, there's an egg on the ground. And I spent all this time cleaning up. I had to scrape it off the ground, which makes me realize that, but like, you know, on mischief night before Halloween, people would like go throw eggs at houses. I never did it, but that was a thing, especially up in Connecticut where I grew up. Now I feel really bad for those people that got their houses egged because this stuff's hard to come up, and it actually peeled paint off my floor. Like it peeled part of my floor up. I'm gonna wash my hands. So we're putting 3 eggs into a blender, if you couldn't tell. And then we're gonna grab some allulose, specifically allulose. This is gonna be the best thing you can use. I got this on Amazon. I could try to put a link down below, but I'll probably forget. So I spend all this time cleaning up that egg, and I'm like, yes, now I can have my protein shake. And so I open up the fridge to get my protein shake, and there's like 3 more eggs exploded in the fridge. There's one on the door jamb. One fell into one of those bottom crisper drawers. The other crisper drawer had it on it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. So we want 2/3 cups of the allulose sweetener. Hopefully this all fits in here. I'm now getting a little concerned that I'm gonna run out of space because we also need to put the beans in here, our black beans that we already strained. Maybe you need a bigger blender than this. This is most of the bulk though, so it might be all right. It's getting pretty darn close. Okay, that was fun. I'm gonna have to talk to the kids when they wake up and figure out which one of them is the perpetrator of the egg extravaganza mess. 3 tablespoons of butter melted. I guess it is possible, because every now and then I'll put eggs in like that little thing that pops open, and that's on me, because I'll do it, and there's no like little thing with slots to hold the eggs. So if I had put them up there, and someone slammed the door, they might have fallen out. But then again, they wouldn't be on the floor, so I don't know. I'm melting my 3 tablespoons of butter. We want 2 teaspoons of vanilla to also go in here. I have a little bit of a hard time believing this is gonna taste good, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna try it so you don't have to. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Also guys, my newest cookbook is now out on dkmkt.com. Can you see my little sign there? I need to see if I can get it to light back up. It's my summer cookbook. It's a little late. Should have been out June 20th probably. It's now like late July, but whatever. At least it's ready, and you can grab it at my site. Also, my launch cookbook, which was high protein, high fiber digital cookbook, is still on sale for $9.99 till the end of July. So you can get that one as well, or instead, whatever you think. Okay, that's in there. I guess I didn't need to say that's in there. It's pretty obvious. Now I'm gonna put my little top on my Ninja Chop. I usually do remember to tag the little Ninja Chop because I do like it. It's like 20 bucks and it does a good job for a lot of things. Also not sponsored. All right, so we're gonna blend this up and we'll cut out the loud bits. Oh, there it goes. There it goes, there it goes. So we're blending it up until it's smooth. I think it just got a splinter from my spatula. I think it's time to retire that one. That kind of hurted. All right, so we want to blend this up, and this is the issue I'm facing. We're supposed to make it so there's no specks at all. I mixed this probably for 1.5 minutes, and there's still tons of black specks from the beans. And, you know, from what I understand, black specks are gonna taste beany. So I don't know if this is the wrong mixer, if I just need to be more patient. I just don't think it's gonna be possible to get them all out. It's like the skin of the beans, they're not gonna disappear. There's no way it's gonna blend it that well. So I'm just gonna keep going for like another minute, and then I'm gonna call it good enough. All right, so we're gonna call that good enough. Now I need to try to add a bunch of dry ingredients and mix this again. I feel like we're gonna get to the capacity of this little mixer. It smells like beans at the moment. We're gonna start it off with a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed. Again, a lot of these ingredients, I'm like, is that actually gonna be good? But we're gonna see. We gotta do it. This is the trend. We gotta test it. Give you the Dave review. All right, this thing's getting hot because I used it so long. I'm gonna mix in the flaxseed for a couple seconds. I just did like 10 seconds, just trying to get it out of the way. That's more because I need to try to fit everything than anything else. 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Can I get it? I'll just do it this way. I'm like using a smaller scoop to fill this scoop because I'm a little oversized to fit in there. Yeah, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Oh, this is getting really full. All right. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit this all in here. I don't know, maybe though. Look, it did go down a little, so we're okay. A scoop of whey protein powder. I'm using Whey Protein's vanilla bean. This is gonna give us our protein aspect. Someone asked me, they said, hey, if I have a different type of protein and you say 1 scoop, what does that mean? It's about 1/3 of a cup. About 1/3 of a cup of whatever protein powder you wanna use. I think would be about the right amount. So I'm definitely gonna run out of room here. I mean, this is getting ridiculous at this point. Keeps fitting more though, so who knows? Did it go in? Look at that, look at that. It's crazy. Espresso powder, 2 teaspoons of it. This is gonna add depth to the chocolate. And of course, it's gonna help fight off that bean flavor, which we don't really want a bean flavor in this. I do love me some beans, but not in my brownies. So there's 1, 2. I should be like, hey kids, I made brownies, and see what they think. Then we want to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now, I'm going to use my 1/8 teaspoon 2 times. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt is, I think, the final thing in here. Don't want to do too much. Right there is probably good. All right, let's do one last mix to get it all together. Let's get together. This thing's definitely getting hot. I don't think it likes the amount of stuff I have in there. I think we're good enough. We could transfer it to a bowl if we wanted to, maybe. I think I have to, just to make sure it's mixed up. I'd rather go straight into like a brownie pan, but I feel like I want to take a spoon or a whisk, something like that, and just make sure everything's really well integrated. Oh my gosh, it's thick, very thick. It looks like brownie batter. That's actually kind of crazy how brownie battery it is. And it smells like brownie batter. You know, guys, this might actually work. Based on the smells I'm smelling, I'm starting to think, hey, maybe we really are doing something here. And honestly, the Ninja Chop was a little workhorse. I actually don't think I needed to really stir it any beyond that, but that's okay. I gotta clean off this mixer. I'm making a mess, as always. It wouldn't be a Cooking with Dave video if I didn't make a mess. Guys, if you're just discovering me, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, check out some of my other videos. I'm not the best cook. I might be the worst cook, but you know, I like to hang out with you and do my best, and you know, sometimes that brings you guys joy and entertainment knowing that, hey, you know what? Even if you're not a pro cook, you can make food happen. All right, that's good enough. That's the best I'm gonna do, I think, with that. You know, honestly, if there ever was a catchphrase for this channel, I might have just stumbled upon it. You can make food happen. About the most accurate way to portray my cooking channel. Making food happen. Never said it before, but I like it. I should make a t-shirt. Make food happen. Bumper sticker. Yeah. All right, so last ingredient, 1/3 cup of Lily's or any other variant sugar-free chocolate chips. These ones are my favorite. These are dark chocolate. 1/3 cup of them goes in, and then we're just gonna do a final stir together with our spatula here, make sure everything's well integrated, and we're gonna make food happen. Oh, I really like that. We're gonna make food happen today. Buy my digital cookbook and make food happen. I like it because it doesn't overpromise. Like, it might not be good food, but we made food happen. All right, so I've got my oven on 350. I don't know why my camera seems like it's on the right place, but that's okay. We're gonna butter a brownie pan, glass brownie pan. I feel like this is redundant, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna butter it up because we're also gonna use parchment paper. And my goal with the parchment paper is to make like a sling. Like, you know, Darrow in Red Rising, Sling Blade. There's like 20 of you who will get that reference. It's a book reference. I like books, I'm a nerd. But not like educational books. That would be, you know, too good for my brain. I like sci-fi, fantasy, that sort of stuff. Okay, so I've made like this sling, and this is gonna help us pull it out. We're then going to pour the brownie batter. The literally beans, guys. This is like mostly beans. And if it tastes at all like brownies, I'm gonna be impressed. I'm gonna let you know. My hopes are low, although they were increased a little by the smell, because the smell, dang it, parchment paper, stop it. Why is it doing that? Why is it laying on top of it like that? Okay. This is a disobedient piece of parchment paper. I'm just gonna rip it off. There we go. Okay, all right, what do we think, guys? Let me know in the comments, is this gonna work? Have you tried it? Am I about to be, smells chocolatey? I don't know. I don't wanna eat that. I would taste the dough, but there's 3 eggs in there. One of the eggs looked weird. I'm like, I wanna cook this before I put my mouth on it. That sounded bad. Anyways, I was supposed to like flatten this. I could still do it. You're supposed to smooth it out like so with like your spatula, just so it looks nicer. That piece over there is still being really annoying. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like brownies. Legitimately looks like brownies. Into the oven, 350 degrees, 22 minutes, and I'm gonna clean up a little while I wait. All right, I need a toothpick to see if these are done. I'm gonna take them out of the oven. It's been 22 minutes exactly. Put them up here, and we'll see what we have. Kinda liquidy. I don't think that's quite right. I don't know. Let me try like an edge. That's more what I want. The center is still maybe a little under. Yeah, let me do like 2-3 more minutes. All right, I've been very indecisive on the doneness of these brownies. I think all in, we're at about 26 minutes, and I've decided no matter how the toothpick comes out, I'm calling it here. Uh-oh. Okay, we want a little fudginess on it, and we don't want it to come out dry. And some spots are kind of coming out dry, which is bad. No, I think we're okay. We got a little fudginess everywhere. So we're gonna just let it sit. This is gonna be the hardest part, guys, because I wanna try this. It smells like a brownie. I don't know, but we have to wait an hour. No, you don't have to. You know, you got the freedom to eat this thing while it's scorching hot. But that last hour is like the final bit of the cook that's gonna firm it up and give it the real brownie texture. And then if we wanna be really good, after the hour, we chill it in the fridge for 30 minutes. I don't know if I have that kind of patience, but I am gonna let it sit for the hour, get some work done. I'll be back, I'll try it. I'll let you know if it's worth making these and if they really are as good as normal brownies. Here we are. Let's see if this pulls out. It does. So we finished our black bean brownies. I don't know if these are gonna be good. I'm concerned they're gonna be awful. But as you see, our sling worked, it popped right out. I'm gonna cut out a brownie and see if these are actually, they do look like brownies. They really do. Like, look at that. It actually does look like a brownie. You see it in front of me here. This is all beans. There's no way this, I'm sorry. I can't even believe that this could taste good, and it might not. I will let you know. I'm gonna report back. Here we go, first bite. What? How is that possible? It doesn't taste like beans at all. This is like mind-bending. I am so confused. Guys, if I close my eyes, it's literally like I'm eating a dark chocolate brownie. Like, it is dark chocolate, I will say. It's more of a dark chocolate, but it tastes exactly like a dark chocolate brownie. It's blowing my mind. You've got to try this. Just because it's such a unique experience. It tastes really good, but it's such a unique experience. I highly recommend it. So for someone who likes brownies, likes dark chocolate, honest opinion, I'm gonna grade it out of 10, but pretend like it's just a brownie. Wait, I have to try something. I have to heat one up because I always have brownies heated up. So to grade this without it being heated up is not a good grade. Because I'm sitting there thinking like 8.5, maybe a 9. Like compared to normal brownies too. I'm not just comparing this to like health food. Like this is a brownie. 10 being the perfect brownie that you have, that you love, that you eat all the time. All right, it's hot now, which is a more accurate representation. I mean, to be real, normally, oh, you know what I have? Holy cow. Holy cow. All right, this video is dragging on, but it's worth it. This is my high protein ice cream that I made, I think it was yesterday. This is a keto high protein ice cream. I'm technically supposed to let it sit for like a few minutes so it loosens up, but that's all right. We'll just put it with it like so. And I will try a bite, mega spoon. Just hot, just warm. That's an interesting thing. Hold on. It's worse warm, like significantly worse warm. Okay, so let me get another cold piece. That's fine, we learned something. I don't know why, but it dropped down to like an 8 when it was hot. So I guess these are best enjoyed cool. But I'm gonna enjoy it with some of my high protein ice cream, you know, like a brownie sundae. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So you watch the old video, the video from the recent video, just search for high protein ice cream or whatever. Combine it with the brownie recipe. And we've got a fibermaxxed, high protein, kind of keto dessert. I say kind of keto because beans aren't keto. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time on Cooking with Dave, where we make food happen.